Hey everybody, Garret Claridge here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a really cool product. These are the Electro-Voice ZXA1 active subwoofers. Now these include a 700 watt amplifier, all for a 12-inch woofer. In this video I'm going to be going over them and giving you some thoughts and opinions on them after I've went through a couple gigs using these units. The first thing you actually notice about these things, and you have to be kind of seeing them in real life to get this effect, is just how small they are. They're insanely small, actually only 15 by 17 by 18 inches and only 46 pounds. The cabinet on the ZXA1 is actually made out of real wood. This is a 9-layer plywood with a rubberized coating on it, kind of like a truck bed liner. The front grill's made of 16-gauge powder-coated steel. Now what they don't mention in any of the manuals or websites is this really nice filter they have underneath there. Gives it a cool look and really helps to keep junk out. Now some of you might have noticed these little indents on the top of the speakers routed right in. Those are going to actually align right nicely to the legs on one of the subwoofers. You stack two of them together. The legs and the routed holes actually line up so nicely that I can push this hole, the top of this box here, and it takes the bottom one with it. Each side has a handle on it, and if you check this out, that's actually what's known as the top hat. If you have a product like I have over here, these are just extendable poles. Stick it in there and you're actually able to save a tripod and stick your top speaker on this. On the back you see the 700 watt Class D amplifier. You'll notice that all the connections are XLR balanced in and out. You get an A and a B in and out. That is if you want to use a single subwoofer. Other than the power switch, this is all you get to control this subwoofer. At the top of the plate amp you'll see the limiter light that'll flash a bright yellow when you peak the amplifier. Next is the potentiometer for the amp gains. That has a nice notch in it, so you could pretty well reach behind it and find unity. Now down here is the low end boost equalizer curve. I do warn you that that's going to take a lot of your headroom away, but it will add a lot of punch to this subwoofer. Now down here, if you don't know about speaker polarity, I really suggest you look that up. It is a very important aspect in live sound. It not only depends on the speakers you're pairing this with, but possibly the room as well. You might actually notice there's a setting missing on here that a lot of other subwoofers have. There's no ability to choose your crossover low pass frequency. Now this is automatically set to 100 Hz. Usually when I do my setups it's between 80 and 100 Hz anyway. Electro-Voice decided they were going to lock this at 100 Hz, and it's really not that bad. I had no trouble or reason to adjust it. It sounded good. Here's some of the wear and tear that's already occurred on the cabinets. You'll see this giant chunk missing. One of the layers of the plywood snapped right out of there. We got a lot of little scratches, just the typical stuff. But this actually serves as a really good point to buy the protective case they offer. It's really worth it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to take the covers off to show you what's inside. Due to warranty reasons, you're not supposed to do that. I actually did check. I really wanted to open these up for you, but I'm just going to use the magic of editing and steal some photos. Here we see it without the cover and the 12-inch woofer exposed. There's actually a long port off to the right-hand side that seems to extend all the way to the back of the cabinet. The driver used is the stock EVS 12K with a stamp frame basket. These have a fairly large magnet on them and really perform well for what they look like. Here we see what's going on behind the amplifier module. Now remember, this is the 700 watt Class D amplifier designed just to run that single 12-inch woofer. Now looking in the manual I actually see that the 700 watt is only the continuous power. They actually have 800 watts RMS listed, and they do not list a peak power, which is sort of interesting. There was one website that listed a peak power of 1400 watts, but I didn't see that number anywhere else. I've already gone ahead and did a couple gigs with these things with some amazing results. The 250 person wedding's not a problem, would never see the clip light. Although the last time I tried these out I kind of brought them to a hall that I'd usually bring a pair of 18-inch subwoofers for, just to see what these things can do, really let them rip. And let me tell you, by the end of the night I was seeing that clip light quite a bit. I definitely find this product a worthwhile investment. Although a 12-inch subwoofer might not be for every occasion, it's definitely a really cool piece of equipment to have in our DJ inventory, and works very well for our small-scale weddings. This has been my review on the ZXA1 subwoofer system by Electro-Voice, the little subwoofer you have to hear to believe.